Yann, we're switching roles. You are the
Yeah.
common guy 2 weeks in a row. What we have in store today, we got obviously yesterday's game. We got the rest of Serie A. You're gonna let everybody know where Steve is.
Yeah, we
Busted
got some
Calcio
busted
tweets.
Calcio after.
It's gonna be a fun time, and you know what? Are you ready? Because
Ready, ready, ready. Let's do this.
hold on to your hats, gentlemen. Here we go.
You are listening to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Radio Rossonera and Milan fans all over the world.
Rafael Leao produces a moment of utter magic.
Che sì, e dai gol!
Teo Hernandez al volo! Teo Hernandez, ancora lui, una meraviglia! Ibrahimovic! Zlatan Ibrahimovic, fuori classe assoluto.
È il momento di spingere, di pedalare, di giocare come questa sera, con intensità, con agonismo. Chi stava in panchina, chi è entrato, chi ha giocato, chi ha dato tutto. Continuiamo su questa strada, ma focalizzati verso il prossimo obiettivo che è l'Atalanta.
Ne hai trovati tanti in carriera di gruppi così.
Così giovani forse no. Grazie.
Cari amici sportivi, welcome to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast, episode 237. Here where we talk everything Milan in the kind of Milan rossoneri siamo noi, ma chi cazzo siete voi? And Yann here with me. Yann, you were there last week. You took over for me. You're here this week taking over for Steve. You got the live viewers. It's going to be an interesting conversation today. Oh, before Presidente says something. Oh, here we go. Got the banners.
Smash that like button.
Smash the like button, guys. You got subscribe. You got the like, share, watch us, download us, everything. But Yann, it was quite the weekend of Serie A. We are going to get into the Verona game. And you know me, whenever I have the opportunity to put them up, for the four horsemen, 4 points to go for the Scudetto dream. And hold on a second.
You hear that?
I believe this is called the breaking news. Who do we have in the green room? We have the conductor of the Scudetto bus, or as in Europe they call it il pullman del Scudetto. David, welcome. Can you hear us well? Everything's coming.
I can hear you guys perfectly. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear very well.
Yes.
Success.
David, I know right now people are maybe rushing to the tickets to get themselves a ticket to the Scudetto bus. A lot of us are, saying, let's relax. We haven't won anything yet. How's everything on the how's everything going on the Scudetto bus front?
All right, so I'm going to be honest with you. I'm nervous as anything. The closer it gets to the end, because it's a lot easier to kind of talk about the predictions in the Scudetto bus when it's a couple months out. But now that it comes down to the wire and things are so close, listen, I totally get it. And I get the commentary that people are saying we haven't won anything yet. Take it easy, check yourself, whatever. But at the same time, things have gone in our way. Things have gone for us. Things have gone against us, but it's, other teams have messed up along the way as well. Nobody's been perfect this season. Are we the strongest team? No, I don't think we are, but we've certainly taken advantage of the situation that we've been given. And I think that at the same time, the players themselves are starting to believe. So am I nervous about this whole Scudetto bus thing? Of course I am. But at the same time, there's something about this team that I really believe in these guys. And I think they believe in each other and in themselves. And I think Pioli has done a fantastic job to kind of keep them focused. And on Sunday, I saw a team that was confident. I saw a team that was on a mission, and I saw a team that they fought for each other. So, that for me gives me gives me comfort that it's okay to hope, it's okay to believe, because I do believe in this team and these players.
For Liban's asking, is the honk, is it like, is it la trompette? That's what he wants to know.
No.
No
We
trompette?
we
Okay,
do
what
have
do
a
we
much
have?
better. We do have a much better tone, and it goes ha 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 ha.
So everything is ready. We're just not sure if it's going to start up on the actual day. But the Scudetto bus started maybe a couple of years ago. I was just joking around, and it's taken a life of its own. Steve, if he was here right now, just like Umbaracic in New York would say, they're still eating their pretzels on the couch. They're not moving off the couch. This was the thumbnail was Steve's idea. This bus is not leaving until Imi said at the last game, but until mathematically clinched, it's not leaving. But how you this whole idea of this whole Scudetto bus, it's like it has taken a life of its own, has it not?
It kind of has. And as we were talking about a little bit before, Vinny, sometimes it's not exactly clear whether it's an actual thing or
yes,
or not, right? And we've had that question come up before and kind of recently. But I will say this: we are working on some plans. Not to get ahead of ourselves, God forbid, because I get it. We still have at least 4 points to pick up before we can call this ours. Provided that other teams do what they're worst case scenario. But we have some things in the works. So I really hope that anybody who's listening, wherever you are, if you join us in Philadelphia on that last match day, that we have something to celebrate and we can celebrate together. So reach out to us, let us know where you're going to be, and come on and join us.
All right. So I know that we needed to bring you on to give us an update. Next Sunday, we are playing after Intel. We shall see what happens. Who knows? Cali's battling. Maybe the Scudetto bus is going to actually start up next Sunday. I'm not going to jinx anything, but as I answered you on Patreon, right now, I'm at the bus stop. I'm seeing you. It's more of a mirage, more than a mirage. I'm seeing you coming, and I hope you're going to stop in front of me because I bought but my ticket is still valid, is it not?
Absolutely. And that goes, that goes for everybody. So this is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. I love this team. I love this whole idea, the Scudetto bus. I think I'm probably the most positive person in the world, or at least maybe the most positive Milan fan I've ever met. But it's, we like to have a great time. We like to be as inclusive as possible and bring everybody else into our good time. So, everybody's welcome. We don't judge. I don't have any issue with people not being on the bus just yet. And shout out to Brandon. Nice to meet you as well. Thanks for coming out.
He showed us the picture yesterday on the Patreon group. It was nice to see. We're bringing the Rossoneri united. Yann, have you changed your position from the Scudetto bus? It is an all-inclusive, huh? I'm telling you right now, it's an all-inclusive. 3 meals a day.
I think I'm gonna go for the added bonus. When you pay extra to have the refundable tickets, because if you buy them right now, there's
no such thing, man. No such thing.
I'm scared. I'm still
you know
scared
what? If you want,
it's
we
okay.
can go.
Scared to commit.
We can go for the premium ticket where we get premium alcohol. We don't just get the Bud Light and kind of stuff, right? We can go for those
Bud Light.
There's no Bud Light on our Scudetto bus. Angie's mortified right now. I could tell you, she's upstairs listening, and I can guarantee she's just aghast.
Okay.
What's the snack situation gonna be like? Are you muffin tops, bagel bites, bagel pizza?
No, we're all charcuterie platter, all salumi, formaggi, and all that great stuff.
Very nice.
I like. So, so you see, Faz is saying, "Atta boy." He's saying Yann is he wants to buy the insurance. Faz. You know what, Steve? Hopefully, Steve and Kumbaracic are the ones that we pick up at the last one, and they're gonna be grunting. But you know what? They're gonna jump onto this bus. Hopefully,
the life of the party once they're on the bus.
Let me tell you a little something about Faz and Kumbaracic and Steve together at the football factory in New York. They told me themselves that the two of them agreed on everything. And I know Steve touched on it, but what Steve did not say is that it would be the shortest podcast ever if the two of them were to be just, having their comments about Milan matches. They agree on everything. It doesn't take much. They just kind of grunt at each other, and that's about it. So Faz, I love you. Steve, I love you. But come on, man. It's fun to dream. Get on board. Let's go.
Probably
Let's go.
Exactly. Let's get on board, David. We're gonna let you go. I know you're a globetrotter. You need to drive somewhere in the parts unknown, like
the jet is waiting.
Warrior.
That's
the jet is waiting.
Maybe we'll check in on the next week. We shall see. But to keep the fun of the Scudetto bus alive. And look, everybody knows what the Il Pullman for anybody Europeans out there. But Dave, thanks for coming in. Say hi to the First Lady. And hopefully soon, it's not just going to be Steve joining you guys. We're going to be all together watching a Milan game.
Absolutely. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
You guys. Have yourself a good one.
Ciao. Forza Milan.
Forza Milan. We needed the the update on the Scudetto bus.
I forgot to ask him. I wanted to know if he can get like one of those hybrid vehicles that could run on Inter tiers, because there's been so many that have been shed this week. It could be something to look at. You might save on some fuel, because I know it's going up in the
I know Gio on Patreon. He had a bottle of the Napoli tiers. He had the Verona tiers, the Inter tiers. And you know what? I need to take a shout out to. I do not have, unfortunately, the soundboard. But I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the Patreon family, whether it be to Dave and the First Lady from day one, to the ones that just joined us recently. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being able to buy stuff like the soundboard that Steve is having a fantastic time paying for another year this premium StreamYard. We try to give back as much as possible, whether it be the group therapy sessions, which have become something. They're always averaging 250 views every single week for these pregame therapy sessions. But thank you to Patreon from day one to the last ones that joined. We truly appreciate it. But Yann, the big question, right? And this one is for Colin, because Colin, he's a good guy. He's been a Patreon since day one. Colin from Milan Club Dublin. Yann, can you please bring out your inner Bob Ross and paint us a picture of where Stevie P is, and he can't make it today?
Stevie P in those last 2 weeks has been really hyping up the man-made. And they had enough. They're like, you know what, Steve? You want to show off these underwears? We're going to pay you to show off those underwears. So they flew him down, all expenses paid. He's doing a calendar shoot right now in the Caribbean. So stay tuned to see Steve, man-made Steve. You know how the kids do it there with the X in between, the collaboration or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's coming. So Steve is right now living it up.
No
in
photo
the
shoot.
Caribbean.
No photo shoot.
Photoshopping. No. This is all au naturel. This is body appreciation. Nothing over here. We're not going to be fixing anything up over here. Steve is going to let it all out and show the world the true Milanista he really is.
That's a legit reason for not being on tonight. We totally understand. But on that note, hopefully we're going to do Stevie P proud. Guys, we were a couple of guys at Chacharo's on Sunday yesterday. Thank God the old man was not there because he's the kind of old man that, we shouldn't. I think we've said this story before.
Is he a Cagliari fan?
He's probably a Cagliari fan.
I think he's the Cagliari fan. I think he's a Cagliari fan.
The first, I wanted to get your impressions. At the beginning, Krunic starting, Salamakers on the right, a couple of players we hadn't seen in the last couple of weeks, and I don't know. I don't want to say that I was worried, but eyebrows raised, and it's like, okay, but then at the end, it's like, okay, so Benacer is not 100%. You know what? I like Kessie in the midfield instead of a trequartista. Diaz has been forming a lot better when he's coming off the bench. What did you think seeing the starting lineup?
I was actually proud of Pioli. He put in Krunic in a spot that we all expected Diaz to play. He went away from Macias. And, Macias later in the game actually contributed. Steve must have been loving that with his pina colada in hand while doing the shoot. Mm-hmm. But Krunic, to me, I've always been Team Krunic. I don't understand the hate that this guy gets sometimes. I thought he had a great game, plugged it in properly, played an excellent game. And, Kessie and Tonali in that midfield was really, really nice to see. So I'm first and foremost proud of Pioli that he actually, made a difference, made a change. And I think also his subs in this game were very key. at a time where it was, I don't know about you, squeaky bum time for me after that 2-1. I was like, oh, the way Milan usually likes to, come. Sometimes they fold in a bit too much.
Yeah.
So I was happy that they stayed strong, and excellent result.
Definitely, and it just seemed like we were attacking, and the first, this is a little shout out, not really a shout out to my cousin Johnny. That my cousin Johnny, he likes to put notifications on his phone. So we're watching the game. Oh yeah, guys, Verona scored, and I'm looking at him, and it's like, okay, get rid of those notifications right now. As soon as
It was
come off
before
the
the
stream.
stream. It was
before the goal that they scored.
Come
Yeah.
on, football.
Man, but
Football
no.
TV.
On that note, when we went down 1-0, I don't know if it was the fact that we were close to the end of the second half. Not that I was worried, but the times that we've gotten scored on at the beginning of the game, not too worrisome. But how did you take that goal? Because it just seemed like the soccer gods are in effect. We're attacking, not taking our chances, and then here they come with one ball, and
I don't know, the way they led up to that goal, you kind of saw it coming a few instances before. You know how they kind of got through us, and they're like, that guy's open there, and it was just perfectly placed ball. Credit to Verona for scoring that goal, but credit, and I was worried actually. I saw that go in, and after the goal got disallowed where he was offside, I was like, man, they kind of they looked a bit deflated, the team, after that goal was called back, and that's what allowed Verona to come into our zone and score, a very nice goal, a very nice team goal, should I say. So then after that, I was worried, and I was super, as soon as they tied it near the end of the first half, my mood completely changed. I started to believe again. I started to think they have something, because it's something I didn't touch on earlier. The way they started the game was very positively, and I don't know about
it's been a couple of games now, Yann.
Because it's been a few years that we've been watching Milan having these must-win games. Sometimes they're a lot earlier in the season, so they stay in the top four, right, in the top four race. And every time it was that game that was important, they would look nervous and implode on each other. So it's a positive thing, because there's 2 more big games, and I feel like if we just start the games like that, I mean, we put enough chances through, we're gonna have our chance,
Definitely, to birthday boy Tonali that shares a birthday with
awesome. How good was that? That's my Brioshki, by the way.
I love how he scores falling down, and let's be honest, he was not. I don't think his actions were trying to score, but you know what I loved, Yann? Got up, let's go back to midfield, no celebrating. This is, even Florenzi's words at the beginning that I put, there's no time to calculate this, calculate that. El tempo di pedalare. We need to pedal. And because, Atalanta and Sassuolo, we're going to talk about Atalanta after, because this is a must win for Atalanta, and we'll get into the points there. But throughout the game, Leao, when he decides to burn somebody, that's it. I'm putting myself in fifth gear, and no matter what you do, no matter how many times I'm going to do that, I'm going to burn you every single time. What I'm only afraid of is that, if he tries to do that in the 85th minute, I don't know, because it looks like last couple of games he's running out of gas with reason. But, talking about Leao, talking about the Tonali, looking at this start, even Giroud, that did not touch the ball very much, but he did his job. If Milan Post always likes to do the tops and flops. Who would be your top in this game?
I mean, it's too obvious to say someone like Tonali, and he's my Brioshki of the week, so I want to give it to Krunic, my top, because he came in, played the role he had to play, supported his teammates, made his coach look smart, made his teammates look better. No fuss about this guy. If he made one bad pass, that's all I saw. Yeah. So he's not the guy that you're going to look for the flash. But man, if we had a Krunic on the right wing that was just capable of making the functional passes, imagine how much better this Milan team would be right now. So my top would definitely be Krunic out of emotions, and I'm happy for the guy, and we're going to need him these last 2 games. My flop, unfortunately, I don't like to shit on my boys, but Calabria and Teo over there, those are positions I played as a kid, and
Calabria did not look good.
They did not look good, and you know what? We got away with one. Because against another team, when those guys don't look good, it could really put our team into jeopardy. Verona is not that team, so I'll take it. If their bad game is this one and not against Atalanta or Sassuolo, where they have wingers that can make us pay, I'll take it. So hopefully they take it as a wake-up call, but they're my flop. What about you, Vinny?
You know what, top? I was even thinking about Cruz because it was not expected, but I'm gonna have to give it to Leao because we did not picture Leao being this kind of assist man, right? So definitely on for me, it's gotta be Leao. For flop, Alexis. You did everything right until it came to the last moment to whether it be to pass. You're moving around, you're dribbling, you're doing this, but in the end, I just need. Unfortunately, I needed you to show up, and he did a couple of great plays, but when it came down to that last play, it just didn't happen, and unfortunately, and if it was a tie game, Macios was going to get it for me because of that miss that he had at the end of the game. Because if it was not a
Oh
3-1,
man,
if it wasn't a 3-1 lead at that point, sorry, we were at 3-1. For you, like you're saying, your Brioche was that for me. Brioche's with his words at the big was got to be Florenzi.
yeah,
Florenzi coming on the way he came on. If you guys notice, Tonali's goal, the second one, who went up to him to give him a big hug was Florenzi off the bench, still on the bench. So Florenzi just gave me the googly feeling on the inside.
yeah.
So I
I
got to
hope we
give it.
keep it for next year. I hope we get to keep him
Especially
as
at
that
that
backup.
price that he's
Yeah,
supposed to get, right? So I wanted to touch base, right? There was looking at the starting lineup. I'm gonna move it. Look at this. Look, it's a slide. I can move
Ooh,
it directly, huh? So there was a guy on the Milan Club Dublin that I posted, and you know what? I go, let me write it down because I wanted to bring it up. It goes with the yellow card taken yesterday against Verona. Rafael Leao has entered a warning and therefore is at risk of disqualification for last championship in Sassuolo. In addition to the Portuguese against Atalanta, Romagnoli, Pierre Kalulu, Tomori, and Brahim Diaz will also have to pay attention to disciplinary sanctions. It goes, imagine we have Romagnoli and Gabbia starting, the last game, and we got to give it to Tomori and Kalulu too, making sure that not get these yellow cards. Leao, I found it was a stupid yellow that he took. I know there was a little disagreement there on the side, but how much importance do you put these yellow cards, Yann?
very important, especially to center backs that have been holding these no longer clean sheets, but relatively low goal totals over the last little while. So they're very important. And Romagnoli, I don't think he's a finished center back. I still think he's quality. My issue with Romagnoli is that he's never really been the guy for those big matches. We always saw that in the derbies in the past, that he would lose his man and stuff. So if it's due to injury and that guy has to play, I feel more confident than him coming in because of another yellow to one of those two. But hey, man, it's the way the season's been going. Don't you just feel one of those guys is going to miss the last game, and it's not going to be Diaz? It's not going to be Diaz. So we got to be prepared. And that's the other thing. People forget it's a long season. Mike Maignan missed about 9 games.
Yeah.
We got Tato Rusano in that. We kind of had a good record when that was going on, and there was a lot of other injuries. So I'm not worried about this team with injuries. I think everybody knows what they have to do. It's just, crunch time. I hope there's no brain farts, but I think we'll be okay. It's the way it is, man. I definitely think one of those guys knock out. I don't know which one. I would say probably one of the center backs if I was a betting man, because it's a position that you're more prone to get a yellow. So I really hope Leao doesn't miss.
Definitely. Joel was saying, yes, if it wasn't for Salamakers, he's the one that passed to Leao. But Joel, with all due respect, he did good on that one. But if it wasn't Leao getting that pass, that was not going to turn into a goal. Just the way if you really look at that that replay, it's just like the defender's following him, and then it's just like, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna run past you right now, and you're just gonna take it. And it's like the defender was just like, why don't I bend over and you could give it to me at the same time? Because that's exactly happened. But yes, Joel, definitely Alexis's pass. But for me, I just needed to see more. Maybe I'm expecting too much from the guy. Looking at these next couple of games, right? So Atalanta, we are playing before Inter. They have the Juventus. Inter do have the Juventus game. Cagliari, which we're going to touch base because they need to save themselves, right? We're going to take a look at those points there. Sassuolo, Atalanta. Another post I saw today that Pioli was saying that day that we lost 5-0 against Atalanta. That's when we changed, and there's a lot of bitterness towards Atalanta and the way they've manhandled us, in the last couple of years. but this is the game that you got to keep your head down. You can't take stupid calls like we're saying. And I have to say, was it Doveri the referee? I didn't find he did. I didn't find he did but I think he just let everything go. He just
exactly. And it's better that. I mean, I think the offside call was fine. Some people were complaining about it. There wasn't a good angle. I mean,
he was definitely offside. You can say it.
So I think he lets them play, and I think that's how it should be these last couple of games. Let them play and let the game sort themselves out.
So looking at this, right? Look at these goals. Leao with 10, Giroud 9. You have Ibra still. Ibra has played 12 games, and he's got just joking 8 goals. Tonali con la doppietta, which when was the last time we had a midfielder with a doppietta? First ever player to score doppietta on his birthday. I was doing that.
That's amazing.
On
his 22nd birthday, 2 goals, 2.
That's crazy. So thank you, Sonny, for putting Juventus and Napoli they're more fading away because they're not standing any chances here.
No.
But let's take it one day, one game at a time, right? And hopefully Sunday, guys, noon. Yann, maybe I'll see you, maybe I'm not. You guys know I'm always going to be at Chocharo's. Hopefully the old man, have I ever said the story of this old man on the podcast? I don't think I have, but if he's there, I can't wait to scream in his face. And to Bizak, God bless him. He picks up the phone at the 50th minute and he's going out, right? He looks at me, he goes, yeah, so it's my wife. I go, yeah, well, it's kind of her birthday tomorrow. It's Mother's Day. I got to go. It's okay, be like, you gotta go. No, but me, I wanted to stay. But at least I came for a couple of minutes. I go. What a true Rossonero. Yes, Jamie, in the year 2022 too. So yeah, Bizak for sure is gonna be there next Sunday, and we will have a pregame therapy session as we always do. Stay tuned, Patreon members. So, what do we have here next?
Trompette.
I do not have the soundboard, gentlemen. This is as good as it's gonna get. Looking at these scores, did you want to? Let's take Torino Napoli at the first one because I did watch this one here. It just feels like Napoli gave up a long time ago. I don't understand. Did you watch? Because it was just Torino had great chances. Belotti's just seemed like they wanted it more, but in the end, Napoli got, even Insigne with that missed penalty.
Insigne is just thinking about how he's going to stomach eating pizza at TFC Stadium. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to understand how am I going to put that into my body. So that's what he's thinking. I mean, he missed a penalty, so I don't know. I think they've checked out, and I mean that's Napoli. So
yeah, it just didn't make any sense how Napoli, maybe a month and a half ago was still definitely in this race. And now you understand why they're never brought up in the conversation. It just surprises me. And, we have a lot of Napoli friends. It just doesn't make any sense. And I don't know if it's going to be Spalletti that's going to bring them to the next level.
Or if they change for Italiano or all these one-offs. I mean, I think we know as Milanistas, if you change your coach every year and a half, does that really get you anything? You need consistency, and I've said it before. I don't think Spalletti, considering the injuries they've had, the lack of trust from ownership or lack of backing from ownership, that he did a bad job. I think he did a lot better than most people would have expected with that Napoli roster. And Napoli fans want to hear that. They think that they have one of the better teams in the league, and unfortunately, it's not 2018 anymore. So you're no longer in that position, and you have one of the best strikers in the league, that's for sure.
Yep.
But I mean, the other options up front are kind of old or retiring, or rather leaving the league, or Chucky Lozano. I mean, he's as consistent as Macias sometimes. So they have a nice midfield. Defensively, they have one of the better center backs, but even in nets, it's a question mark. So it's going to be another year like this next year for Napoli, and it's not bad. They have some up and coming guys, but they're no longer Scudetto contenders, in my opinion.
I watched a bit of Lazio Sampdoria. No surprise there.
No surprise.
Definitely with the 3 points. We're going to look at the standings, how these 3 points were important. I don't know if you wanted to add something because we're definitely going to get into.
No, Lazio, they won. I mean, it's good. It's important that they won, especially with today's result that happened. Roma and Fiorentina. I watched Udinese Sassuolo. Those are two teams I don't know why. Sometimes I enjoy catching their games. They have players that catch my eye. It was a fun game, but No Beto, no party over there. And obviously, we're going to talk about Empoli bending over for an Inter after giving us all hope. Or
Okay. Hold on a second. Did you actually think?
No.
Even at you know what it is with the 2-0 when they were up 2-0, guys. The only thing that I didn't like, oh my god, this could happen, because it was what, guys, 15 minutes in, 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
I go, this is Inter, guys.
Early.
They're not playing Juve. They're not playing like a top 5-6 team. They're playing Empoli, and it will take nothing for them to get back. And it happened. It happened exactly the way any bookkeeper, any gambler, right? I wonder what Inter to win was at when they were down 2-0. But
Mass or bookie.
Mass, we should ask him the bookie. But what do you think of this game here? To me, there was no surprise. And President,
I mean,
had to stay around, guys. I told you.
If I didn't watch the game and I just see the final score 4-2, I'm like, yeah, that's okay. The fact that they were up 2-0 instead of being down 4-0 and scoring 2 goals at the end doesn't really change much. I mean, it's the result that we all expected from Inter. So that's it. We got the win, and we had to go in there thinking that Empoli wasn't going to do us any favors. It's not their fault. It's just they're not the team to really do us any favors, especially when their best player is trying to go back to that team to be their striker, right? He's not going to pee off the bosses.
To play for Empoli. It's not like they're going to be relegated.
No,
like
exactly.
No surprises here, but young goal guys. I bet on Inter when they were down. Actually, let us know, young. Well, I don't remember where you're from, but what was the winning on that one? I'm sure it wasn't paying that much, but let us know in the comments. Genoa Juventus.
So you see, there is benefits to teams buying players from you for 20, 30 million when they're worth 2 pennies. They bend over for you when you need a Salvezza at some point. So I think that's we're having the little payback of, oh, you want to take Scudetto for 20 million? Sure. But in 2022, when we need that Salvezza, Allegri ball to the rescue, my friend.
Oh my god! And everybody's like, obviously with Susan Vlahovic, like, oh, he doesn't look well.
That's not his fault.
I know. It's just that the Joel saying Allegri trying to save Genoa. Yeah. Before kickoff, they were 1.14. I 1-2. They were 2.4. That's still crazy. They were down 2-0, and it was only paying 2.42 the bet, which should be like at least 10 times, 12 times the bet.
Yeah.
But they know the bookmakers. But is it, if you're a Juventus fan, do you even like? Do you cry? Do you just like this? This is just like, you know what? There's nothing to be done this year.
They made top 4. They're shutting it down. They're gonna try and win the Coppa Italia.
Yeah.
And I hope that game goes to penalty shots, so it's slow, so it really tires out Inter, and there's some injuries and red cards and broken legs. And if there was an earthquake that swallows up both teams, I don't think anybody listening to this podcast is really gonna care. But Juventus, as soon as they checked off the box for top 4.
Yeah, that was it.
I don't know. I didn't see much from this team, and we didn't see much from them earlier. So they say they spent 70 million on a striker to save them to make 40 million for making the Champions League. So that's a negative 30 anyway. So it's good for them.
It just I don't know. People keep on talking about Allegri, but
they're not going to let him go. 9 million a season.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not convinced Allegri is the problem. Because he won at Juventus. He won when everybody else was poor, but I don't know.
Well, let's put it this way. He said that he had that agreement with Real Madrid, and then when Juventus called, he couldn't say no, and Madrid had to go and hire Ancelotti. Do you think Madrid would be in a Champions League final right now if Allegri didn't change his mind? I don't think so. I think Allegri's dated, and he's not the type of coach like an Ancelotti that can run out the same style, but is a player's coach. The players are going to die for you. Allegri...
He's like a fine tweaker. He's like, here's the game plan.
Yeah, let's be honest, he's like the Italian Guardiola. If you don't buy him a team, is he really going to produce anything out of it?
Yeah, definitely.
He hasn't changed in many years. I think
Jamie's saying you're a bit extreme. You were extreme because you said like if there's an earthquake, but they wouldn't get hurt. They would just be there waiting.
No, they wouldn't get hurt. They would just end up in like some like little.
They would have to have a rescue
like
team.
IKEA. They'd end up IKEA in the balls. The ball in the pool.
Gotcha.
And they'd be stuck there for a week with only cheese curds to eat.
What else do we have? I came home a little early, and a little side note: the company I work for decided to because Canada's been taking a lot of Ukrainian refugees, and they were just making sure that okay, don't talk about politics or anything like that. And what do you think I spoke about? Hi, as a Milanista, thank you for Shevchenko. We love him. And everybody's like, oh, okay. Like, as soon as I said Sheva, it's like, oh, yeah, Sheva. We start talking about this. Or, I'm like, this is not politics. I'm talking about Sheva.
No, of course
And he's
not.
like, I'm like, we feel bad. We feel bad for him coming to Genoa, but we still believe in him, But that's my little side note. Fiorentina, Roma. Quasi, first of all, Presidente must have been over the moon. Huh?
Oh, he had to change
Jack
his underwears.
Bonaventura.
They man-made had to make a special delivery.
Almost two goals, La Doppietta, but in the end, they scored 2 goals early, and that was it. Roma didn't seem to have any answers, and
Listen,
it just a lot of Roma tears probably on the Twitter machine.
I mean, Roma wants to defend the Conference League title if they win it, so they're doing everything they can to not make it to Europa League. You see?
Gotcha.
Mourinho's playing 3D chess. He's already thinking about next year. He's like, I like this European competition, playing against Wi-Fi passwords and a couple of 12th place English teams. It's not bad for my reputation. But Roma, I think also they heard us on this podcast just making fun of them all the time, so they couldn't do us a favor because they just won that game. Atalanta's game against us would have been relatively useless. But now, because Roma's inept at what they do, here we are.
And you know what? Very quickly, Venezia was entering in game 4-3. Atalanta winning, obviously, no surprises there. Salernitana, Cagliari. But this is what I want to take a look at with you. Let's take a look at Atalanta, Fiorentina, Roma, 59 points, all three of them, right? And Atalanta and Fiorentina won a battle to make it in some sort of European play for next year. Lazio, basically, unless of a big fuck up, they ain't going anywhere. They're going to stay in 5th or 6th place. But Atalanta's coming to play, right? Yes, we're playing at home, but the way we've been with Atalanta the last couple of years, they're coming to win. It's going to be a very physical game, and the yellow cards come back into discussion. But and even look at Salernitana. Like, this is look at this battle. Venezia, forget it. They're not going in. They're going back in Serie B. But Genoa, Cagliari, Salernitana within 2 points of each other. How exciting is the top 2 race this season and the bottom second, bottom third in the end. Yeah. But it's fun to watch, is it not?
Of course, and if that could all come down to the last weekend, it could be Salvezza and the Scudetto on the same weekend, so that could be very exciting for the league. I've said it before. I hope Fiorentina takes that 6th spot. Lazio is fine by me, and wouldn't it be nice? I mean, I think it is kind of poetic justice that let's just end Atalanta's chances, and then they might be forced to sell some players at a bit of a cheaper price because they got to balance that Excel sheet that's they're so proud about. And maybe we can get some players off of them. So I'd like to really just start the ending.
Liban said that he saw your friend there. Lupo tweeted Milan winning the Scudetto will be embarrassing. Maybe
yeah, I know, but you have to look in this guy's in the threads because he did it on purpose to get interactions. This was bait. He even wrote it. So he didn't make the busted tweets. I'm catching on to these guys. If you're not really that busted.
And the guys, remember, Cagliari has La Salvezza to play, so I don't think they're gonna push over. They're gonna bend over at against Inter, so that's gonna be an interesting game. And remember, we play first; they play at 2:45 after that. So hopefully, it's going to be a very entertaining weekend. And saying guys, a draw versus Atalanta is not a disaster. It's more important not to lose versus Atalanta. At this point, I want 6 points. There's no if, ands, buts about it. I want 6 points and just put the pressure. We've come this far. Let's get her done. Let's go. I'm very surprised that with this enthusiasm of the Scudetto and Milan winning. Podcast questions, we're getting a bit less, but it's okay. A bit okay. Youssef rejoining me the Patreon, getting on the Milan the WhatsApp group, and he says, who do you guys think contributed more to Milan's title challenge? Leao, Magna, or someone else? And we're talking about the MVP. And my argument was for Magna. I think Magna let's put ourselves at the beginning of the season, yeah. Right, we just signed Magna. We have no idea who this kid is. And don't give me these. Oh, but I've been following him in Liga since. No,
Yeah,
you haven't
sure.
followed shit. At this point, 2 points ahead in the Scudetto. Yes, Leao gave us goals. Yes, Ibra, what he brings to the nucleus of the team in the dressing room. Yes, Pioli. But I'm sorry, guys. For me, an MVP is take him out of the equation, and we're not there. And Magna stood on his head multiple times. For you, is there anybody else than Magic Mike?
No, I think I even touched on it last week because Mike Magna for me is our MVP just because also the shoes he had to fill. Euro champion who left the club in a tumultuous way, and I think it just shows the level of professionalism that Mike Magna has to come in and what he also he's not a stupid person. He understood what it meant to play for Milan, and you can see that in the way he respects the fans, respects the colors, and even his post on Instagram and that video he made at the beginning with his like agency and everything from him as a kid, the eagle. Even when he got his injury, he gave us a hype video. You know what I mean? So I think he understands. He's a smart kid, and to come into Milan and to play like that after replacing a Euro Cup champion, c'est pas facile. So yeah, for me, he gets it for me. And he made some saves, and he saved us at least 15 points, I would say, off the top of my head. Something that a lot of pundits thought that we would lose because we lost Donnarumma, and he's shown to be actually better this year than Donnarumma. I'm not going to go out and say he's a better goalie, but this year he's looked better than what the other guy did in PSG with an arguably way better team. So it just goes to the professionalism and overall maturity.
How he gelled with all this player defense.
Yeah.
As well. But
I remember that first game watching. I'm like, but this guy is screaming at people as if he's been here like for 4 years or 5 years.
Do you remember that? Shy. Whose free kick did we score on? And he's at and he's directing everybody. I'm like, what is he doing? But he was actually directing from the view, and we scored off that.
We scored, No, was that Ibra's shot?
Was it? I think, guys, correct
Someone
us. Somebody's gonna know. Someone's gonna let us know. Thank you, Yusuf. Gio says, keep up the great work, guys. I'm happy to see Leao not playing FIFA 22 and being more direct. Calabria and Tio let me down yesterday. For me, Calabria needs to step it up, if not the way to step up, if not the way the team is going. I can see him being left behind. What are your thoughts? It was a great birthday for Baresi and Sandrito. 180 more minutes to take your hard blood medicine and enjoy that ride because it's going to be a bumpy one. Calabria being left behind, I don't think for a guy that's been there several years, came from the youth system. Kalulu's goal. Thank you, guys. It was Kalulu's goal from the. I don't think Calabria would be left behind. I think Calabria would be, a great alternative player, all depending of who they're going to bring in, right? But how about you? Do you see him like kind of left behind? Maybe not a starter, but then again, guys, we talk about not starting. Who's going to take his place?
I think he's had like 2 injuries this year. No, Calabria. He's missed some time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It can't be easy. No one ever said he was the next coming of Zambrotta. But I think from what we remember of Calabria before Gattuso came here to where he is now, he's definitely showed that he belongs on this team. But yeah, for sure we can upgrade from this position. It's nothing against Calabria. Like I think he'll always have a position for us, and he's also played in that midfield position sometimes when we've had injuries. So he is kind of a versatile player. So I don't see him going anywhere. He's da Milan. He's on a good cost.
He is da Milan, yeah. It's just like a bad run, right?
If you compare him skill level to Teo, he's not there. Like, obviously I'd love to have a Hakimi on that side or something like that.
And Calabria would never got a chance to play, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, if it wasn't for Conti getting hurt, right? How much did we spend on Conti from Atalanta?
Yeah,
we spent 20, he got hurt, and Calabria came on, but he's no King Krunic, huh?
No, exactly. No, I like him.
No, definitely. And Ryan finishing off, hey guys, I believe this team can do it, which is saying something. I have been doubting it for a while. They are really maturing and playing like a team. What I found most impressive was they did not crack under the pressure and actually playing up to the occasion. Very true. A couple of points. What a dazzling performance from Leao. Even more impressive was how hard he was running for the team and pressing. He was not doing that early in the season, for sure. Can we talk about how much better Krunic was in that number 10 role? I don't think he is a little Messi or anything, but at least he didn't lose the ball and kept things ticking over. I think it is time up for Brahim. A lot of discussion about, guys, I know that Krunic, every single time we have asked him to come in, right, and be a soldier, he has done his job. Let us not kid ourselves. We have not seen Krunic start day in, day out, day in, day out. Now,
I think that happened a few years ago. Remember, he scored that great free kick goal, and
but
then he
came
played
off
a few games, and it started to go down. He's not a 90-minute player, which is fine. It doesn't have to be at his salary and everything.
And to say Diaz, Diaz time to come up. I think Diaz would suit a kind of like it's now I'm going in my head. Okay, we're gonna get a better players, and it's like if you are going to play Champions League and Coppa Italia and Serie A, right, you're gonna need these kind of players, and then
definitely.
It comes down to will they accept these roles? Well, you're gonna be playing, maybe not starting. We shall see. But him, it's what 2-year loan. For 20 million, or maybe Maldini's pulling what he did with Tonali. Play like shit, right? We're gonna drop that price, right? So once we end, then you can start playing good. But how about you for Diaz?
I think he has a potential there. It's just it hasn't been going for him ever since he came back from COVID, and consistency is a problem. I think we were too quick to label him the answer to our number 10 problems, because those first 2 months he really did look like the answer. Now he's young. I'm also like you. I don't know the exact workings of his deal. I thought we had finalized something, but I'm probably totally wrong. So I think you're on the right page there. It's probably a 2-year deal, and I think it's 20 million at the end.
20 million, something like
in that area. Look, I don't know, man. I don't think they're going to get rid of him. If it's a 2-year loan, they're not going to end it earlier.
Bakayoko on a 2-year loan, that's probably going to be sending him
back. Get out of here. Then they have to pay everything they can to get rid of him. Poor guy. He's just giving more work to the equipment guy every time he has to clean those socks and those pants when he goes in to dress up for the game. He doesn't use them. The guy's like, these are still clean. You got to clean them. Okay, fine. I'll clean them back.
But I don't want to trash him because he hasn't played this, so we can trash his performance.
Exactly. It's just not for him. That's all.
It's just not for him. On the Twitter machine, Akinde Damilola is saying, do you think we should just switch to a 4-3-3 and sign better right wing and striker than looking for an attacking midfielder? I think at this point, no. I think it's just like, look, it's the first time we have actual consistency, right? In when it comes to coaching, when it comes to formation, and who knows, maybe they do sometimes, because when they subbed on Ibra, I believe that to go to our 4-3-3, right? Because probably Rebic moved to the
Rebic moved to the left. Leao came off, and yeah, exactly.
Right. So
these formations are fluid, but we just don't have an outright guy at the right side. That's the problem. It's whatever formation we play right now. There's no permutation of whatever we have with that plays right attacking football is going to be an answer. I haven't heard ourselves linked to any of these people. So I would be shocked if they don't get anyone, even something. The ghost of Alessio Cerci would be better at this point than what we have going on right now.
The ghost of Alessio Cerci. Oh my God. How much did we pay for him from Atletico?
Oof.
20?
Galliani masterclass on the way out. Make the books look good. Mr. B is going to buy. Let's go.
Then what do we do after Mattia Destro? We got him from Roma for those 6 months.
Yeah, and then every time we play Genoa, he scores against us. What a great investment that was.
At Ala Destro say, would now Redbird emerging with a rumored bid to own Milan? Where is the attack? Where in the attack does Stevie think we need to invest the summer transfer window? I think Stevie would probably answer you, we need a fucking right win. But do you put any Cerci was almost 30, I think. Yeah, I think he was right, Cerci. This Redbird, who do they
American
own?
Company, no?
Yeah, do they own something? But not the Red Sox and Liverpool. Guys, obviously the comments. You guys will know more about.
They own some other franchises like that. I don't think it's spoken about enough. But none of these other clubs that are run, like Man City, PSG, Chelsea, all these teams, no one was bought for 1.1 or $1 billion. That's got to be a record for a franchise, no? Or for a football franchise? Because a lot of these other ones, they don't sell for that much.
I think the one that broke the record back then was Manchester United when they went to that American
When the Glazers
thing.
bought
When
them.
well, yeah, but that's like,
okay.
but I think now the way they're made, you know, like you gotta buy the what does it say, like, you know, for the stadium, for what it's capable of.
Yeah, okay.
So
So that's 1.1 billion without even a stadium.
no, it's
The stadium
1.1.
that you
There's the
rent.
cost. Somebody had broken it down. There's a 400 for the stadium, 400 for the
Oh,
value
for the
of the
building.
team, 400
okay,
for
okay.
something like that. Chelsea got bought for 3.6 billion. Yeah, it's like 4 billion pounds. Yeah, so that's a
Yo,
bit more
kinda.
expensive, a bit more expensive than us.
Yeah, no, I was off on that.
10% stake in Liverpool. Yeah, that's what I'd read. But how about you? Do you put any belief into this ownership? I think it's
don't.
been. They were supposed to
know.
sign last Friday, no?
They were supposed to sign 2 weeks ago. I don't know, man. We'll leave it to the Twitter geniuses to tell me that. I'm just worried about the season. And if we do get sold, I mean, let the fun times begin. But remember last time we spent a lot of money, yeah? Doesn't mean that you get all the nice answers. So
please
see
don't,
how it goes.
Did you notice on, like, you know, we're looking at Maldini seeing emotions, guys? If you can see Masara does not smile. There's
I
Robo
think
Rebic and there's Masara. Like, everybody's going, he's just going to be like this, dude. He's in the zone. Masara is in the zone.
He looked before Florenzi scored. I think you see Maldini telling him, like, it's okay, like we scored it now, and he pops up his head as if he can't watch the games, like he's hiding himself while he's watching the games, which is hilarious. The nerves that he must be going through, this guy, which is cute. It's fun to see.
It's so, guys, if ever you see him smile somewhere, send us those pictures. Anti-Banter Era says, how do you think Atalanta's recent form will affect the way we prepare for this match?
I can't. What do you think, Steve? Vinny?
At this point, honestly, Atalanta, their form, we've seen a lot bad from Atalanta, right? Much more bad than good. Right now, let's just, like Florenzi was saying, right? Let's not think about who's gonna score, who's gonna tie, about this. Let's just go in, play our game, and if they play the way we've played the last 3 to 4 games and showed La Grinta and go for that win, go for that goal, which has been a while we haven't seen that, I think Atalanta's got nothing on us.
Yeah, they have to be worried about us. What's this mentality, us worried about them? They should be looking at Milan, the way we've been playing since we lost that derby Coppa Italia Mingiat over there. They should be scared of us.
But nobody's scared of Milan because we have
No,
nothing.
of course not.
We can't be in
Young
power. We in first
team,
place.
nobody's good. We'll see what the busted tweets later.
Oh, I'm sure we have plenty of good busted tweets on that one. But no, you know what? Fuck Atalanta. We got you, man. We got you.
Yeah,
Giovanni Pisani saying, Crotone has been relegated to Serie A, and this may give an edge in the negotiations for Messias' loan. Should management consider the option to make the loan permanent, to have Messias as a sub for next season, or to resell him if the right wing situation is addressed? What's your price? What do you buy? We're already paid.
To redeem him, we have to pay something.
We already paid, no?
We paid 3 million, yeah.
We already paid 3.
They should be giving us back half, and then we'll maybe take him. No, I mean, Messias...
5 million, I'm not paying more as a sub.
5 million, so another 1.8 million to tag on to the 3.2, so 1.8 to make it even. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Florenzi, if we keep
and Messias has to deliver all Milan Club Montreal purchases himself overseas.
I like it. Yeah. What else do we have? That's it for the Twitter machine. Now we're going to go to the new favorite segment. We said about our brioshkis. Do you have any indigestions? I don't really. It was a great emotional day.
Indigestions. I don't know. I enjoy.
Let's keep this high. Let's keep this high. You know what? No indigestions this week. If something
no indigestion this week.
So let's take a look at some busted tweets that came across. You scoured the Twitter universe.
Yes.
You called Elon Musk. Did he buy it? Did he actually buy it? Did he not buy it?
I don't know. His Tesla's taking a hit. It's all. I don't know. It's all related to what he's propping up with one. I don't know. I'm not into finance. Yeah, just I buy comic books and hockey cards.
Allora, The Boss. Pioli ha inventato un nuovo modulo. Palla a Leao e preghiamo. So in English, Pioli has invented a new way of calcio. Give the ball to Leao and hope for the best and pray.
I mean,
does it hurt?
First
sorry,
off,
sorry. Does it hurt the ball?
It hurts. It probably hurts, huh?
Does it hurt the boss? Does it hurt?
I love these. These are great. What do you want the guy to do? That's our best player on the wing. Of course, we're going to give him the ball. Just like you guys, if Brozovic doesn't touch the ball, you guys are not going anywhere. So, I mean, every team has its strengths. Juve has to rely on Susan. Napoli has to get, when Osimhen's not there, says what? When Milan, that's when we were talking about earlier about the 4 yellow card. If Leao gets that yellow over the 2 center back, I'm more worried about who's going to play left wing than if it's Gabio Romagnoli playing center back. We have no one on the right side. We'll have no one on the left. Yeah,
but you know what? Florenzi on the right and Rebic on the left. At this point.
Madonna. And then imagine those are the guys that are passing around the trophy at the end of the night against Sassuolo. Madonna mia. But this is just a salty tear, and it's like, yeah, what do you want the guy to do, buddy? Thanks for the comment. I am the boss.
Because that plan back in the 90s wasn't give it to Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, and hope for the best, right? No, okay. Even though that team had superstars, but anyways.
They did. They should have won more, that team.
Slide number 2. At City Chief, the lack of squad depth costs us at the end. You can't win Champions League with 37-year-olds as backup defensive midfielders and no striker. So this guy, basically, right now, it's burning for this Manchester City guy, right? Because
when did Inter win the Champions League? Was it 2010? No, it was 2009, 2010? So,
2009, 2010, yeah.
How old were some of their players when they won the Champions League? How old were some of Milan's players when we won the Champions League in 2007? How old were some of Bayern's players when they won the Champions League? These excuses for a team that spends more than the GDP of some countries every year on players is pathetic. Like, come on with this comment. This is like the worst comment I've ever seen. The Man City bench would probably finish top 4 in Italy by themselves without a coach. Who's just showing up to play.
And then they got Haaland, right? Gio said they got Haaland going to Manchester City.
Yeah.
But you know what? You put yourself in those shoes as a Man City fan. You're 15 minutes away from going to a Champions League final. And this is a true, when I want to bend over so you could give it to me at the same time, because they got it bad.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was pretty bad. But yeah, Grealish, 100 million. Yeah, definitely. Maybe the problem is or was it Manchester United losing 4-0, no Champions League soccer next year, and they're losing 4-0. Who did they sub on? Steve's favorite defender, Mark Maguire, Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
Oh man. So you know what? If you guys want to keep on making fun of Milan with this and Milan that, you want to talk about Milan is on top, but the league is shit. Look at your own fucking teams. Yeah. Slide number 3. Oh, fellow original Milan Weekly Podcast guest, fellow Patreon member, Francis the Snake. I don't know if he is bantering, but if not, shut down his account. If Tonali becomes a main piece on Italian national team, I promise you that we will never win anything again. Too many people just don't understand the game. What is he referring to, Francis the Snake?
It was Sansone was talking about how, Tonali, Barella together are gonna make a really good coppietta for the Champions League for the Italian national team, and how the Italian national team will be relying on a guy like Tonali going forward, because he's really shown this year that he can be that player, along with guys like Locatelli, not the shit.
He promises teams, but that we will never win anything
but
again.
This is just like Francis, he knows his calcio. This is just pure out of bitterness, because then he was going back and forth with your cousin, And then he started changing. Well, I never said we wouldn't be in the national team, but these are not the players that top teams want, and this is that, and that's and that. Listen, Barella, buddy, you paid 45 million for him. Tonali over here looked at your offer. The off Angola, I want to go sign with my team. And Barella, when Brozovic wasn't there, excuse me, but 7 points in 2 months. It wasn't very
8 points
strong.
in 8 games, I think.
If Barella is this
Barella's
world-class
fantastic,
player, okay, he is fantastic. He's young
Yeah.
too, though. He has room to
Is there?
improve,
Yeah.
as does Tonali.
Mhm.
And I do think Barella is slightly ahead of him in the pecking order on the national team. But this idea that the Italian national team is going to go to other dog shit if a guy like Tonali plays, when Barella hasn't really shown that he's not even, no one's at Verratti's level. So I don't know where Francis is going. I think it's just more tears
Tears,
to fuel
Francis.
the Scudetto bus.
Slide number 4. At Fino alla Fine, I guess whose fan is it? Imagine what Davide Nicola, Salernitana coach, would do with this Juventus squad.
Probably the same thing that they're doing right now, which is
Please,
not to win.
AJ, enlighten us. What would Davide Nicola?
I don't know. What would he do? What would he miraculously put a video game controller in Rabiot's ass and make him play better in the midfield? Is that what he's gonna do? Do they have mind control techniques that we don't know about that is gonna
And he put
transform
mind
your
blown.
midfield?
He put mind blown.
Yeah, I think the mind blown is that's you see this one here. You're starting to realize they're fishing. They want to be on the segment. These guys, they're dying to be on the segment. This has to be. I didn't do enough research. This has to be a fishing alert. This one here too. This guy probably went fishing to get some interactions. But
And
this idea that this but this reminds me of there's other conversations I see on Twitter with the Juventini is, you know, at this point last year, Pirlo had these points. Pirlo had freaking Cristiano Ronaldo on that team. He had Chiesa that was playing. He didn't have as many injuries, and he still bottled it. Like this idea that your roster is going to change with the help of a coach. Let's be honest here. Coaches are not on the field for 90 minutes. They prepare them. They train them. They get them ready for the match mentally, give them a confiance, and then it's like you push them off and you let them go. And then you tinker a bit and you let them go. You're not jumping on the field. So when you don't have the players, like when Milan had the Constant, and we had all these guys and Alex at center back, even if we had prime Mourinho as our coach, what were we going to do with that team?
Nothing.
What was Carlos Bacca going to do with Matri coming off the bench on those teams? So that, like AJ, I know you were off Twitter for a bit. This maybe here was just to get some interactions. You missed the vibrations.
Wait, you know what? You just fucking reminded us that we paid Juve for Matri for him
the behest of Allegri. That was Allegri's move that he wanted,
and we paid him to win the Scudetto. Think about that. We paid for him to win the Scudetto.
Yeah.
All right. Next one.
It's the last one, I think.
Last one. That was it.
One.
Okay,
yeah.
So what do we have? We have this one's pretty special. Francis the Snake saying that with the Tonali, forget it. We're never going to win anything. City Chief that's just trying to validate why he's not making the Champions League finals. And the boss here, Pioli Ventato and Mo Perega. This one seems more like bitter. He's trying to but yeah, obviously Milan is winning. Guys, I don't know. What do you guys say there in the I will not stand for Matri slander. He has won at life. Yes, compadre.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Very good selection.
I remember Matri's car had gotten broken into, and his girlfriend had posted something. You guys, it's not right. You guys stole the stuff out of my car. Out of my boyfriend's car, and one guy replied, "No, you're wrong. L'hanno rubato sul campo, not in the car." Oh man, Twitter sometimes is good for these kind of things, but the Snake just man since Tonali told the shit club no thanks. The Man City one is a good one. Menez or superstar. Hey Jamie, Menez right now he's playing a la Regina, from I like Calabria with her. Yeah, remember
he looks
Menez.
like he's an extra in Gomorrah right now, Menez. No, he's been wearing a bit too much.
He doesn't look very
stuff.
good, Menez. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to go. I have to. You know what? Yeah, this one's busted, dude. This one's really busted, especially with the mind blown. I'm gonna have to go with this one here. Guys, let us know which one is your busted, and how's the interactions online, Diana? Are people sending you busted tweets, or people blocking you?
I do. Sabrina's one that always sends me some. There's a few others that send me them direct. If not, I get them in the chats. If not, it's with my busted Calcio account. I only follow the cream of the crop, right? So it's just scrolling through that timeline, and there's always something. A little bit of an update. Adamo Statman Luciano. I respect the troll game. We've come to terms where we respect each other on the Twitter machine. He's actually
Adamo, the guy
full
that
of
got
shit.
it twice.
Full of shit all the time. So I started to understand the way he tweets. He's actually pretty freaking funny. So doesn't take himself too seriously.
Oh my God!
All this
seriously?
through the meltdown of Napoli Twitter. Napoli Twitter goes through meltdowns every couple of weeks. Today was Positivity Gate, or there was a meltdown between them. And yeah,
this
so
is
you
where
see-
Steve would come in with the soundboard with Gio's voice and all, drinking these Napoli tears, these Lazio tears. But guys, thank you for joining. Thanks, Yann, for taking over once again for replacing Steve on his photo shoot in the Bermudas, Bahamas. Maybe parts unknown. We're gonna go with
Parts unknown. You didn't want us to tell Sandy, so parts unknown. We'll just keep it at that.
We're gonna go
in
with
case
parts-
she did. In case she listens to the pod, I don't even know if she listens. She probably doesn't.
And how did it feel to get scolded by Presidente? Now you understand how it feels. You guys got the message in the WhatsApp group, right? Did you see that when he's messaging you like like bullet points like that?
When he ends it with "thank you," you know it's serious.
My God, I just reading that. I'm like, well, thank God I wasn't on that podcast there.
And there was
But-
a capital T and a capital Y.
So welcome. That's why I put you into that group there. So if ever he's got to scold us on that group, you're getting it. You're getting it as well. But
Perfect.
guys, thank you very much for joining once again. To everybody, to David giving us the update on the Scudetto bus. But as I think it was Ilras de la Fosse on Facebook, he had just he's like, calm your tits, everybody. We haven't won shit, right?
Exactly.
It's good to feel good. It's good to believe. We haven't won anything, right? We got Atalanta. We got Sassuolo. Let's not think about what they're gonna do, what who's gonna. Let's go with what we're capable of doing, and that cycle will be just so fantastic for Atalanta. You know, they got rid of our European hopes. I think at that time when we lost the 5-0.
I just want to crush them. I just want them to have to sell 3-4 players because they can't afford it. I can't wait.
I like it. So, guys, thank you so very much for joining once again. Ovunque e sempre.
Forza Milan.
Forza Milan, guys. We shall see you next week.